head like a fool in it. You freestyle with me till you find the groove in it. You know, cause I might let you move in it. Cause I ain't had nobody hit it like you hit it. And it feels like I'm gonna know you for the rest of my life. Safe to say.
Hey girls, so y'all, we are obviously starting a new vlog. So anyway guys, I want to go ahead and get started with everything in terms of the editing. I literally just ended a vlog. This is a new vlog, and yeah, that's what we have going on. Today is Juneteenth. I thought the pool would have been crazy, packed, whatever. It was none of that. Nothing is going on. The only thing that was jumping today, y'all, was HEB. Literally, that was it. So yeah, we have that going on. And then you know what, another thing that I meant to tell y'all in that last vlog, girl. So one thing about me, like, I'm really good with like managing money and stuff like that or whatever. You know, we do have circumstances where, you know, we're just unprepared. You know, nothing can't prepare us for certain things. And that's fine. Normally I'm prepared for things like that, like with the car situation. I just wasn't prepared, and I just decided that we just gonna have to wait until we figure it out. But I have always been like, yeah, I'm great with money, da 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 da. But one thing that I can honestly say is, like, I might be a good steward of money, but I am not a good steward of time. And girl, y'all, that goes hand in hand. And I had to really come to the resolve of that today. Like, it really does go hand in hand. So I want to be more intentional about how I spend my time, you know, what I'm giving my attention to and stuff like that or whatever. So that's really a big goal of mine. You guys know I talked in the last vlog about getting back on track as far as this YouTube thing is concerned, and, you know, just showing up, even if it's just 40 minutes, you know, 2 or 3 times a week. At least I put forth the effort to show up. I want to really put my focus back 100% into, you know, vlogging and, you know, what am I trying to say here? Whatever other opportunities present themselves, I just, you know, want to be ready for those things as well. So yeah, but anyway girls, I am gonna go ahead and get started with the editing, and then if I finish at a decent time, I'll come back and we'll hang out. Right now it's probably almost 9 o'clock. Girl, I hope I am not up until 2-3 o'clock in the morning editing this vlog, but anyway, we'll see. So let me go ahead and get started, and then I'll give you guys a call back later. All right, good afternoon, Daniel. Thank you so much for joining our first meeting. I'm well. How are you doing? That's great. Okay, so we are actually going to be going over your resume today. Guys, so I just finished a coaching call. I actually had a client, but more importantly, I wanted to talk to y'all about a gadget. This is called the Tick Note, and this was sent over by Moby. What this does, it records your conversations. That way you don't get overwhelmed and having to take notes. You can basically keep everything organized. Another thing that I love about this device is it is literally the size of a credit card. What I do also love about this device, like I was saying, you can sync this to your phone. All you have to do is download the app. From there, you'll make sure that your Tick Note is synced with your phone. 2 actions that you can take. So you can actually control everything directly from the Tick Note itself. Simply power the device on, and then when you're ready to communicate or record your call, all you're gonna do is hold the power button down for 2 seconds, and then your device is ready to record. One of the things that impressed me the most is the fact that it recorded the whole conversation, and it broke everything down into different parts, and so it gave an overview, resume, career, and the direction discussed. It's giving me the next steps. Also gave me a to-do list. This is amazing. I am so impressed. I'm so happy that I accepted this opportunity to work with Moby. What I'm gonna do is make sure that I link everything in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and on to the vlog. Hey girls, y'all, guys, y'all, it is 12 a.m. and I'm just now picking the camera up. So the last time y'all saw me, I was getting ready to edit the YouTube video. I did the editing. Girl, I did not get into bed until 5 o'clock this morning, then had to wake up again at 6 to publish the video, then woke up again after that, redid the thumbnail and the title, because I did not like the thumbnail or anything like that. So anyway, girl, y'all, I've been over here thinking about when I was in elementary school, and the teacher would like call on the students to read or whatever, and I used to be so scared and so nervous about reading. And so cause girl, my teacher was mean. I had some mean teachers, and it's like if you messed up on a word, or if you know, kind of stuttered a little bit when you read, girl, they used to go off. And so I would practice my paragraph over and over and over again. Well, my issue was, girl, I used to be adding lib and stuff when I would read. So I would read a paragraph and I would be adding words that wasn't in there. So the teacher eventually called my mom, and she was just like, hey, Rochelle just needs a little bit more practice with her reading. So y'all already know, girl, my mama then ran down to Woolworth. Y'all remember Woolworth? Girl, she didn't ran down to Woolworth and bought me all of these books. But that's how I fell in love with reading, because she was buying me all of these books or whatever. So I would just use those books to like practice and stuff. And girl, I started going home after school and watching the 5 o'clock news, and then I started watching 2020, and I would be looking at how the news reporters, how they would read the news. And y'all know how back in the day they didn't really do the teleprompter like they do now. Back in the day, girl, they had a piece of paper, so they would look down at the piece of paper and they would be like, today we have an awful story. It is a story of a terrible crime. Not only was it a terrible crime, it was 2 kids, one from a pretty wealthy neighborhood and the other from across the tracks. So they would read like that or whatever, girl. Y'all, why did I go to school and I started reading like that or whatever? So I would read, when it would be my turn, I would read all dramatic like I was a news reporter. Y'all, I had gotten really, really good at reading. So my teacher would be like, Rochelle, can you just read this full page? So I would read the whole page, and then, you know, I kind of got a good rap for being able to read really, really well. And then when I got to college, I got really, really good at public speaking or whatever. So all of my classmates and people be like, Rochelle, you do it. And so I just thought that I would tell this story, because I'd be wondering, like, I wonder if I'm the only person that would just practice my paragraph over and over again. And girl, sometimes the teacher would switch it up. So I would be like, okay, I'm the 5th person to read, I'm gonna have paragraph 5. Girl, sometimes she would switch it up, and then she would be like, Rochelle, you take paragraph 7. And I used to just be like, fuck. Cause I had paragraph 5, I had the paragraph down pat, you know? All right, girls, I am back. I wanted to kind of style my hair a little bit differently for this vlog, because we're gonna be doing another shop your closet, but we're gonna be doing like a really cute, sexy weekend edition. It's not gonna be any office looks or anything like that, since, you know, it is the weekend. But yeah, girl, I remember when I first got this wig, baby, I had this thing fried, dyed, and laid to the side. And I remember going to Trader Joe's one day, and it was this white guy, and he was like, oh, your hair is so pretty. And then he was like, is that yours? And I was just really taken back. I just thought that that was so rude. And of course I was like, yes. But yeah, girls, y'all are showing up and showing out for the kid on these YouTube videos, and I really, really appreciate it. Oh, y'all, look at how fluffy and pretty this hair is. Oh, you know what else we're probably gonna do in this vlog? Girl, I have a wig that I want to dye. It's a black and gray wig, but I want to just dye it jet black. So I think we're gonna do that. And then I want to try this viral hack on YouTube. And girl, that's when the girls are deep conditioning. You decondition your wig and then you freeze it. So maybe we'll do that. I don't know if we're gonna have time to do that in this vlog. I'm thinking maybe we should get a smaller curling iron. What y'all think? Maybe a smaller barrel? I don't know. Ooh, girl, this hair be hot. Good Lord. I know it's a lot of you fabulous bombshells out on the job market looking for new opportunities. Y'all know I'm out on the job market looking for new opportunities, but y'all please be careful because there is a definite scam going on. So one scam, and I would say they almost got me, but they didn't. So there was a position here in Houston. It was a part-time position. It paid really, really well. And that's basically where you go out and you take pictures of homes that will be sold. And so it's not exactly a home inspector, but you have to take pictures of certain things, right? So I was like, oh, that would be perfect. It pays really well. It's part-time. It has flexible hours. So, you know, I can do that. Of course, you know, so I'm thinking, okay, that's gonna be, you know, a nice little situation for the kid. So girl, I applied for the position and everything. Why they gonna email me back talking about, you know, they like my qualifications and stuff like that, but of course they noticed that I didn't have any experience doing it. And then they basically was just like, for $35, you can take this course and you can get certified. And I'm like, that's basically a scam. Because if you were really interested in me, first of all, it shouldn't cost you anything to get a job. Another scam that they have is you go online, you apply for a job, and then the job will come back and be like, you know, thank you for submitting your applications. You know, your qualifications line up with everything, but you need a background check. And then they try to tell you that it's going to be $25 to do a background check. Of course, if you fall for the okie doke, you send your $25 or $35, whatever it's going to cost you. And then you never get the background check and you never get the job. So girl, it's a bunch of scammers out here.
Well, it could have been a scheme that Todd set up for him to come to you with the bullshit.
Definitely taking advantage of people who really are vulnerable, people who really are destitute, and who really, you know, they really want opportunities. Hey girls, y'all, so I ended up curling the hair with a smaller curling wand, so it came out really, really cute. So I need to put my face together. We're about to get ready to do this cute little try on haul. I've been over here watching Kendall Ray. I love her content, and so she does true crime or whatever. So yeah, girl, I'm just over here getting glammed up for y'all. When you start doing like fashion hauls, try on hauls, I literally forgot the amount of work that goes on behind the scenes in terms of styling. You know what I'm saying? Like styling these looks, putting these looks together. It's a lot of work. In fact, I woke up at, oh my God, I've been up since 6 o'clock this morning. And so I have been pulling all the looks together, like styling everything. I started at 11:30 and guys, it's 3 o'clock. And what goes into styling is the fit, making sure that things fit a certain way. And all of this happens behind the scenes. It takes a while and you gotta be super creative, girl. So that's what I've been doing pretty much the entire day. And of course, I've been styling my hair. I had to restyle it, girl. So yeah, it's a lot that goes into this, but I started kind of pulling some of the looks together last night, and then when I got up today, I was like, I don't necessarily know if I like these, and so, you know, we just kind of started over from scratch. So yeah, girl, it's a lot, but it's worth it.
Go ahead, I'm a fool in it. Freestyle with me till you find the groove in it. You know, cause I might let you move in it. Cause I ain't had nobody hit it like you hit it. And it feels like
Alright guys, welcome to our second installment of Shop My Closet. You guys seem to have loved this in the last vlog and probably previous vlogs, so I decided to bring it back. But let's go ahead and get started, guys. So I am going to be building all of our looks around this gorgeous yellow jacket. Guys, this jacket is from the Goodwill. I wanted to do something bold, something sexy, and something sophisticated. So I decided to pair this jacket with this beautiful satin dress, guys. This beautiful satin dress was purchased from ASOS. ASOS. This is a gorgeous dress. The reason why I selected this dress is because I wanted to keep all of the body types in mind. If you want to do something similar to this, what I would say is get something that is ruched around the midsection and that's going to be forgiving, even something in the style of like maybe a corset type of shape. Another way for you to look elevated with a beautiful style like this is always go with satin. Now guys, this is simply a concept look. That means that even if you don't have these exact pieces, you can duplicate the color story. The next accessory that I am wearing is just my gorgeous skin. I added the Neutrogena sesame oil and the skin looks beautiful. So guys, with a look like this, because your colors are so bold, you really don't need to over accessorize. You want to keep it as clean and simple because you want the outfit to speak for itself. So the second look screams, I am a sexy, sophisticated corporate bombshell, but I also love to have fun on the weekends. So guys, by the way, this session is all about weekend sexiness. This is for the girls that are wanting to go out on the town, brunch, dinner, lunch, jazz clubs. I wanted to do something really sexy and just a little bit edgy because I wanted to show you girls that you can be sexy and still look sophisticated. What I'm starting to realize is the key to that is always making sure that if you're gonna wear something really risque, like a top like this that's gonna show a lot, you always wanna go with a nice, sexy, sophisticated slack. Even if the slacks fit you a little bit in the thigh area, when they kind of skim and go down, you want to kind of go with a wide leg slack. And then you want it to, now this is just what I like to do. I like for my pants or my slacks to fit over my shoes. You guys know I talk about this all the time, guys. I'm only 5'3". I do it for two reasons. One, I like my pants to be wide and I like for them to fit over my shoes because they make me look taller. The second reason why I like it is because it is forgiving. And so while you might have something sexy on the top like this, when the pants are not too tight, it is very forgiving and it is a very sophisticated style. Another key to being able to pull something like this off while still looking sophisticated is making sure that the pants are a little bit high-waisted. I also love the fact that if you are a little bit of a shy bombshell, you can still rock this look with a blazer. So it still gives you the sexiness that you want, but you have your blazer to kind of, you know, cover things up. For my girlies that are a little bit more risque, you don't mind showing a little bit more, you can absolutely do a look like this without the jacket. By the way, guys, I did purchase these pants from ASOS. This cute little bralette top is from ASOS as well, and you guys already know where the jacket is from. This look is so sexy, so sophisticated, and so this is the lace on lace edition. So guys, this beautiful bralette was purchased from ASOS. Gorgeous skirt was also thrifted. This was thrifted from Value Village. I want to say I paid $3 for it. Now guys, because this is a bralette, more than likely I would not remove my jacket. I would keep it on just because a look like this is so sophisticated and I would not want to be envisioned any other way than the epitome of sophistication. I wanted to make sure that the colors complemented each other, so I just wanted to make sure that I stayed in the soft pastel family, and I was able to do that with this look. It is so sexy and so sophisticated. These looks are very bold, very sexy, very sophisticated. They are showstoppers and you will get a lot of attention, so you want to make sure that you look great from head to toe because everybody will be watching. This is a showstopper. This is sexy. So I took this gorgeous satin skirt from ASOS, guys. I paired the look with a bikini top, guys. I bought this bikini top probably over 2 years. The details are very small, but very fine. So you guys can wear this either way. Again, these are just concept looks. If you wanted to do a colored story like this, you absolutely could. And then you could go a little bit more sexy on the top, or either you could wear something that's cropped and offers a little bit more coverage. You guys know how I like to wear my things. If I'm gonna have a lot of cleavage out, I at least like everything else to kind of be covered up. All right, guys, this is going to conclude our episode of Shop My Closet. Guys, I hope these sessions are inspiring you guys to go in your closet, dig deep, see what you can find. And if you can't find things like this, guys, there's always the thrift store. Girl, baby, when I tell you the girls is down to the pool shaking it up, oh, y'all, I want to go down there, but I can't. Y'all, I can't can't dance. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Y'all, it's some men's down there too. Baby, they having fun. I hate this. See, this is when I hate that I'm an introvert. I wish I was like more outgoing in the sense of like I could just like go down there and introduce myself. Girl, they having fun. Girl, I'm just now finishing up editing, and I'm still not even finished with the try on haul. Y'all will see the try on haul before y'all see this clip or whatever. But girl, listen. So remember a couple of months ago when I was telling y'all like when like say you okay, y'all, I'm tired, forgive me. So I was talking about how the luckiest girls are the girls where when they break up with a guy, or when if a guy breaks up with them, that guy never tries to come back. Like those are like the luckiest girls. And the reason why I was saying those are the luckiest girls is because to me, if someone breaks up with you and they don't try to come back, it's because at some point in the relationship, you made it clear through your actions or just even the way that you carried yourself or whatever, that you were not going to be a person that someone could return to.
I have women friends. I have very good women friends, platonic women friends. But some of these women friends have this idea that men that they've broken up with always come back, and they like take it as a badge of honor. And then here I come with the man's perspective, and I tell them like, yo, it's not a flex at all. But from a man's perspective, a man that keeps coming back to a woman is not a flex. Because one, you ain't the only one he going back to, sis. Let's be 100. And two, it's really more about him being fulfilled. It doesn't matter how pretty you are. It doesn't matter what you bring to the table. A man is coming back to you strictly because he feels he can.
It's, not a good thing because that's just what they do. They try to go back to everybody or whatever. I do think that there are instances when a guy will try to come back because he truly wants to work things out or whatever. But for the most part, I just be feeling like they just be wanting to see for sure, like, yeah, I got her. I can call her anytime I want to or whatever. And so that's why I just never looked at it as like a good thing. I've had relationships, or I've dated guys where I broke up with them, but sometimes I'll say this, a lot of times they would try to come back, but they would only try once. Sometimes, girl, they'll keep coming, but it's like, even if they try to come back one time and you shut them down or you ignore them, they know that they can't play with you. But if you've ever think about the guys you've dated and y'all broke up and then you tried to give him a second chance and he messed up or she messed up, or it goes both ways. And so I don't want to just make this about men, honey. The men's, girl, it's basically, I just think like it's people in general that will try to spin the block on you. And because, so I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I be feeling like people get bored. They don't have nothing else going on, they get bored, and that's basically all it is. And it's just one of those things, like, you really have to set a boundary. You have to put your foot down. I remember a long time ago, this guy, he was like, man, like, when he was telling me when I say no, it's like my no is made out of cement. I'm like, yeah, like, cause like I be meaning it, like, no. And I'm very curt when I say no. And it's like, it does teach people not to try the kid. So yeah, girl, but y'all, I'm tired. I want to watch the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleader season 2. Y'all watch it with me. Y'all gonna watch it with me so we can talk about it. But girl, y'all, when I was a little kid, I think I wasn't even like, no, I wasn't in the 2nd grade yet. I think I was like, oh my gosh, y'all, I was little. I was like 4 years old. And I used to love the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. And I used to just tell my mom, like, I want to be a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. I used to, like, literally, girl, that's all the movies I would watch. And I would be up around the house practicing And my mom, she, like, y'all, we did not grow up in a household where my mama used to say stuff about other races. We didn't, like, she never talked disparagingly about different races or whatever. And so it's kind of one of those things where, you know, when you get out in the world, you had to have your own experiences. And so I just remember being a little bitty kid, and I remember her, she didn't say like, well, Rochelle, your chances of, oh no, she called me Shelly. She didn't say stuff like, well, your chances of being a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader might be a little bit slimmer, you know, because you don't look like the other girls. She didn't say that. What she said was, she was like, well, Shelly, you know, you're gonna have to be 5'10". Girl, y'all, why my mama gonna tell me, talking about, you're gonna have to be 5'10" if you want to be a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. But I think, like, she said that instead of saying something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't want to discourage me in a way of like, you know, your chances may be better if you look like the other girls. And so, you know, that's every time I would tell her that, she would tell me, well, you know, you're gonna have to be 5'10". And I was like, okay. Like, I love my mom because she didn't put limitations on us. So in my mind, I didn't think like that wasn't something that I could achieve or whatever. So when I would watch the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, all of the girls had blonde hair, blue eyes, you know, and I couldn't quantify, you know, when you're a little kid, you can't quantify what 5'10" is. You just know that, you know, you want to be something. So I had decided that I was like, okay, well, when I grow up, I'm going to have blonde hair and I'm going to have blue eyes, and I'm going to be 5'10". Y'all, I probably did not figure out that just was not going to happen until I was like maybe in like the 4th grade. I think I finally figured out, like, you know what, I might not end up being 5'10". I'm probably not gonna have blue eyes, and at this point I definitely know I'm not getting the blonde hair. But it never dawned on me, like, you know, it never dawned on me of what she was really, you know, trying to say or whatever. But and like, of course, you know, now looking at the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, they're more diverse or whatever. But yeah, girl, she didn't crush my dreams. I love that, you know, about my mom. She was never like, you ain't gonna be no Dallas Cowboy cheerleader, look at you. Like, she never said stuff like that. So yeah, girl. So after she told me like I was gonna have to be 5'10" or whatever, y'all, I used to really be practicing hard around the house. Like, y'all, I used to be singing that song. Y'all remember when they used to sing that song, If My Friends Could See Me, and they used to have them pom-poms or whatever? Girl, y'all, I was such a precocious little kid, and it's like literally that's all I ever wanted to be, until I figured out that I was never gonna be 5'10". I was never gonna have blue eyes, and I absolutely was never gonna have blonde hair. And so after that, I was like, oh, I want to be a police officer. Girl, that lasted for about, I don't know, a month. Then after that, I started to really, and y'all, I was young. I was like in the 5th grade, and when I was in the 5th grade, I decided, after, you know, I was like, I don't want to be a police officer no more. I was like, I want to be a fashion designer. And I literally stuck with that, and I studied fashion, and I got my degree in fashion merchandising and design, as well as human sciences. And so, y'all, I stuck with my plan now. I still love fashion. I'm still really great at putting looks and stuff like that together. But I think with me doing YouTube, that's kind of the way that I am able to still utilize my passion or whatever. So anyway, y'all know I love telling y'all these stories and stuff about me, girl. But yeah, I'm about to like relax for a little bit and watch the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders just for a moment or two, and then I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna take this makeup and stuff off, and then we're gonna do it all over again in the morning, girls. But I'm gonna probably call y'all back tonight, like after I relax a little bit. All right. Oh my God, help me. Y'all help me. Oh, okay, y'all. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to hold back this. I'm not even, oh my God, y'all. I am so sad. Jesus Christ. I am not even 10 minutes into this damn series and I'm crying already. Oh my God. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh Lord. The tears, girl. Okay. maybe we should not. Maybe we shouldn't review this. Maybe. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Oh Lord. Okay. Y'all, if you're gonna watch this, you probably not gonna even get to the 10-minute mark before you start crying. Oh my goodness. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Okay. Maybe we need, oh my God, I'm sorry guys. I said that I was not gonna cry. Oh my Lord. So, this is tough. This gonna be a tough one. This gonna be a tough one. Okay. So, I'm not even 10 minutes in and I'm already crying. I think this is going to be a heavy season. Some of the girls are talking about the pressure that's put on them to be a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader, and the standards and all of the things that, you know, that's required of them, and how they deal with depression. And then one girl, despite the fact that she made the team, she said that she just feels like she's not good enough. And you guys will be surprised. Y'all would be surprised. Some of the most beautiful, accomplished, successful, and not just beautiful in the realm of physical beauty, but internal beauty. Some of the most successful, beautiful, inside and out people have that challenge of feeling like they're not enough or they're not good enough, you know. And it's something that people really, really struggle with or whatever. I mean, some of the most successful people, some of the biggest YouTubers, streamers, entertainers, actresses, actors, what have you, literally struggle with that thing of feeling like they're not good enough. It's a real thing. But anyway, I just had to come back and tell y'all, you probably not gonna make it 10 minutes into season 2, episode 1 without crying, but I'm gonna call you back. All right, girls, so I'm getting ready so we can go downstairs and get us a cup of coffee. But girl, I ended up falling asleep last night on the Dallas Cowboy cheerleader, so I'm gonna have to probably start over from episode, what episode? Maybe episode 3. Can we talk about this whole thing about friendship hierarchy, or friends not inviting you places because you don't look a certain way, you don't fit the quote-unquote friend aesthetic? And I'm only bringing that up because when I used to be on TikTok a lot more, in fact, I've cut back, but anyway, before I cut back, I was watching the Gorgeous Doll situation, and she had a best friend. And then, of course, they broke up. The friendship broke up, girl. But anyway, she was saying that she didn't take her friend to like sit courtside with her at games because her friend did not meet the aesthetic. I was like, well, damn, like, well, why were y'all friends? You cannot win for losing. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you too cute, you're not gonna get invited. If you too fine, if you dress too fly, you're not getting invited. If you don't dress fly enough, if you don't have the look, if you don't have the aesthetic, you're not getting invited. What happened to choosing friends based off of integrity and interest and drive? And, you know, is it that you want your friends to look a certain way so you can have the male gaze? You know, like, is that what it is? It's things that are so much more important. Now, I can say this. I can see choosing your friends based off of like what I would deem is a liability. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know somebody, every time you go out with them, they're gonna get into it with people. It's gonna be an argument. They're gonna be difficult. You know, it's always just gonna be something. It's always gonna be an unpleasant experience. I can see maybe not wanting to hang out with someone for that reason. You know, like for me, you got one time to embarrass me. You ever embarrass me in public, we're never hanging out again. You know, like, and when I say embarrass me, that's like being loud and difficult at restaurants or talking about people. Oh girl, that's my biggest pet peeve. Y'all know that. Girl, that is my biggest pet peeve, girl. Going out and talking about people. Baby, cause girl, these girls be wanting to fight. You know what I'm saying? And then it's not even just that. It's not even just that. It's just the shit is just not right. And then it's like, as a grown woman, how do I look sitting up just talking about people? Y'all, when I tell you I hate that shit, I cannot stand it. Oh my God, y'all, that gets under my skin. So that's definitely like, for me, yeah, we're not hanging out again. Or somebody, y'all know I had a friend back in the day who left me at a club so she can go home with a guy. So yeah, very, very, very male-centered women is an absolute no-no for me. Male-centered women are the most dangerous women on the face of this earth. And because they will embarrass you in front of, or not, they'll try to. They'll try to embarrass you in front of a man, girl. Like I had one friend a coworker that I used to work with, and she was cool with another girl, but she was telling me like when her and the girl would get around, guys, the girl would be cool until men would come around. Once men came around, the girl would go out of her way to embarrass her. So she was saying one day they were out and it was a couple of guys around, and the girl was like telling her in front of the guys, oh, your track is showing. Like literally pointed and was like, your track is showing, but waited until guys came around. It's really grown women out here that act like that, you know, or either you're the backup friend. Guys, don't y'all, and I know my seasoned bombshells know this, but to the baby bombshells that watch this, sis, don't ever be the backup friend. You know, you were not initially a part of the plans, and then you're an afterthought. They've made all the plans, and oh yeah, girl, we going to such and such. Now everybody is cool, or so you think. Oh, we're going to such and such, and then they sit up and they make all the plans, and they're like, did you want to go? And you're like, no, I mean, I don't know. I don't like the idea of feeling like I was an afterthought. Again, guys, I don't have that to worry about because y'all know I am, you know, I'm a loner. Y'all know that. I'm a loner, but not a stoner. You guys know that I find solace and peace in just being alone. So those are not things that I deal with now, but I've definitely dealt with those types of things in the past. So, yeah, girl, just don't be that girl. All right, girl, so we just got our coffee and it is so delicious. Y'all, I had to go upstairs and get my cup because, they basically ran out. But when I tell you the coffee here is amazing, I gotta admit the coffee is great. Another thing too, guys, I like to come in this conference room. This is probably one of my favorite places on the property. I freaking love this conference room. It's where I come to think about stuff and reflect, and I like the fact that it's open, you know, and so I can just come in here anytime I want to. Y'all, I even thought about maybe coming in here after hours and filming one of our Shop My Closet sessions, but I was like, I don't feel like I would have to bring so much stuff down here or whatever, so maybe that's not an option, but I love it in here. I can honestly say I'm starting to really enjoy my apartment, and I'm starting to really enjoy this property that I live on, because I'm actually on property more. I don't know if this has anything to do with why God brought me back or took away my car and took away Uber. I think, first of all, I'm gonna be honest, I think he knew he knew I was loving Uber too much. When I say, guys, that is probably y'all probably hear me say this in every vlog, but Uber was probably one of the best jobs I've ever had in my life. It was the best. It was the absolute best. And so when things first happened with the car, I just did not understand, like, God, why would you take that away from me? You knew, like, I love this. It was just definitely one of the funnest things I've ever done. And so now when I'm looking at how things are unfolding, I'm realizing that maybe he put me in that position to test me. I passed the test, but he didn't want to keep me there. So he had to stop every, vehicle, and I'm saying figuratively and literally, he had to stop every method or way of me doing that so he can bring me back to where I'm supposed to be. And so a lot of you guys said that in the vlog, like, God has something so much better for you. And now I'm starting to see that. Now it's like I'm starting to appreciate my platform so much more. I'm starting to enjoy this again. I'm starting to get focused again. I'm starting to leave the distractions behind that, I had. And I'm 100% focused on this. And maybe that was the point of all of this stuff happening, I don't know or whatever. And so I've been thinking a lot about that lately. And I've also been thinking about, really wanting to stop overthinking, because I think overthinking is also worse than a distraction, because at least with a distraction, you can build up the muscle to put the distraction down and get to what you need to get to. But when you start overthinking a process, that can hinder you. And I can honestly say I have been an overthinker. But more importantly, I think sometimes when it comes to this YouTube thing, I tend to overthink, because the thing that is always prevalent in that I'm aware of is what I say, how I say it, and for me, my most important thing on this platform is making sure that what I say adds value. And not only does it add value, but it does not hurt my audience. Like, y'all, I don't think you guys understand how important it is for me to not say or do anything that's gonna hurt you guys. And so for me, what I'll do is, if I film something and I watch it again and I don't like how I said something, or I don't like how something looks, I won't put it in the vlog. I just will not put it in the vlog, because I just be like, gosh, I just don't want to, hurt anyone. And that could be a lot of overthinking. But I also think it's about using my platform. I just feel like I have been blessed with this platform, and I have a responsibility. I have a social responsibility to convey messages in a certain way. And so I think like that, but that overthinking thing, you know what I'm saying? Because at least when you film, you have the right and you have the opportunity to go back and delete stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, I don't like that. That didn't sound right. That sounded this way. I'm just not gonna put it in the blog. Or either you can refilm it, and that's fine. But we just get past the overthinking part. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least film it. At least give yourself. That's what I be telling myself. Like, at least give yourself the option to go back and delete it. I'm gonna be using this color silk, and this is just black or whatever, y'all. I have had that dye forever, but it's this wig that a company sent me, girl, and I don't know if y'all watched it or not, but it has these gray hairs in it. It's a cute wig. I like the quality of the hair, but that gray it's like too harsh or something. I don't know. But what I like about the hair is that it holds a curl like you would not believe. This is the wig. These are the curls. So I have an idea of, what I want to do with this. But look, I don't know if you guys can see that, but I hate how wiry the gray is on here. I don't know. So hopefully we can get it dyed and we can do this style that I have been wanting to do. I want to make this thing, it's called a Tiffany plate, and a girl that was on TikTok, she started this viral trend of making these plates, but mine is going to be a little bit different, and that's because, y'all, I have to fight my sweet tooth. And so to avoid eating anything sweet, we just had that big old cup of coffee or whatever, so now I need to offset that. And plus, you guys know, like, I do love celery. That's like my favorite. So I think on my Tiffany plate, I'm gonna add celery, olives, boiled eggs, and I think that's all I'm gonna add on mine, and probably some balsamic vinegar. So we're gonna do that, but let me get the kitchen tidied up really quickly, and then when we come back, or when I come back, we'll dye the wig, and then we'll make our Tiffany plate. All right, y'all, so I actually cleaned up the kitchen, and I was like, you know what, let's just do the Tiffany plate first, because I don't want to be fooling with that dye, and then after you dye your hair, you start messing with food. Ugh, I just didn't want to deal with that. So anyway, we're starting with my favorite vegetable, celery. I love this, guys. Celery is good for so many things. Like, it's good for beautiful, glowing skin. I get so many comments about my skincare routine. I have a very simple skincare routine, girl. I wash my face with Neutrogena, and then I add a moisturizer from Clinique, and that's it. I think my skin is like this because of my eating habits. Like, yeah, I do eat little stuff here and there or whatever, that's probably not the healthiest, but the majority of my diet is super healthy. I love vegetables. I love celery. It's currently my favorite vegetable. You guys know that I used to like cucumbers, and so you know, now that I love celery, it's just one of those things. I cannot go a day without eating celery. Sometimes, guys, I probably could eat almost a bag of celery in a day. It is literally my favorite food. So that is my key to, I guess my key to healthy skin is just eating a vegetable rich diet. So maybe that's what it is. I'm pretty sure that that's what it is. Also, lately, I've been eating a lot more protein, a lot of eggs, a lot of turkey meat, you know, just lots and lots of protein. Y'all, I'm gonna be honest, since I've been homebound, I've noticed that my eating habits have improved. Okay, so I'm just trying to assemble the celery, y'all. Forgive me. Y'all know I'm a left-handed Capricorn girl, so I like symmetry. So I'm just trying to get the celery lined up. I did do some hard-boiled eggs. I made these in the air fryer. That was my first time doing that, so hopefully they came out good. Let's see. Bust it wide open and I tell her bring it back. Bust it wide open and I tell her bring it back. Bust it wide open and I tell her, ooh, girl, they came out good. Hold on. Y'all, these were in the air fryer. Oh my God, they came out perfect. Yes, girl. So I put the air fryer on 270, and then I put the eggs in the air fryer for 15 minutes. The original video that I saw, the girl added, she had fruit, she had vegetables, she had olives, and then I think she might have added some type of cottage cheese with mustard. That's not my thing or whatever, but yeah, so you can make it any kind of way you want. It's called a Tiffany plate because her name is Tiffany. So yeah. All right, so I'm just slicing my eggs. That's another thing, guys. When you do your eggs, make sure that you put them in an ice bath. Guys, we're gonna be using these olives from Trader Joe's. I mean, not Trader Joe's, from Aldi. So these are the olives we'll be using. And I love to add me some good olives because, like I was saying earlier, they help me with my sweet tooth. I love sweets, and so anything to get me away from that is always good. Okay, so this is what we have so far. And guys, just to add something just a little bit sweet but still healthy, I'm gonna go in and add some dried cranberries. I have like the most quirkiest diet. I don't know, y'all. I just love, like, I really love like healthy food. So now I'm gonna be adding my balsamic vinaigrette dressing. Okay, so I have this little cup right here, guys. I bought this cute little serving tray. It's really intended for sushi, but I bought this from Ross a couple of months ago, and I just use it for my snack plate. All right, girls, so this is what your snack plate is gonna look like. So, all right, I'm sorry, your Tiffany plate is gonna look like. Now, guys, if you want to, you can always add like some bacon bits or bacon pieces to the eggs. I'm not gonna do that because I'm gonna be adding this sea salt. So guys, this is more of a coarse sea salt, and I'm adding this just for a little bit of flavor only to the eggs because it is coarse. I don't want to pour directly out of the bottle. So what I like to do is put a little bit in my hand and then sprinkle it. See, y'all, look at how big the flakes are. So you don't have to use a lot of this. A little bit of this goes a long way. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna eat a little bit of the celery and the olives. So now I'm gonna add some cranberries with the olives on top of the celery. Oh my God, y'all wanna bite? Her. Okay, so now we're gonna try the celery with the egg and one olive. The possibilities are endless. Okay, so we're gonna try egg, olive, and a cranberry, 2 cranberries, but then we're gonna dip it in the balsamic vinegar. Ooh, okay, let's see. Girl, okay. I'm trying to think of all the combinations that I haven't tried. So now, 1 celery in the balsamic vinegar. Oh, this is so good. Y'all, girls, y'all are missing out. Olive inside the egg and then dip it in the balsamic vinegar. Y'all, I don't know why, but when I eat and the food be good, I'm not gonna lie, I just be wanting to like dance. Y'all, I just feel like girl, I feel like getting up and dancing right now. That's how good this is. Oh my God. Let's try egg with just the cranberry. So got the egg and the cranberry. Yeah, I didn't like the I don't like just the egg with the cranberry. The egg definitely needs a little bit of help. Oh my gosh, but this is so delicious. Y'all let me know in the comment section if you guys if you're gonna make your Tiffany plate or if you've already made one based off of this video, and let me know if you enjoy it as much as I do. Baby, the way that y'all, I'm ashamed of myself. The way that I just inhaled and devoured this plate. But anyway, quick PSA, and then we're gonna get to dine this week. Listen, if it's anybody out there and you're in your 20s or even in your early 30s, whatever, and you have to move back home with your parents or you live with your parents, don't let nobody rush you. Right now, based off of what's going on, everybody gonna be moving back in with somebody. I don't want to get too political, but all I'm gonna say is I found something out and I ran to the news to get more details. I'm just gonna say that. So right now is not the time for you to be feeling any kind of way if you have to move with your parents, or if you live with your parents, you were saving money and now you might have to put that on hold, you know, because of other things. Don't let nobody rush you. Guys, there's a lot going on in the world politically. There's just a lot going on, and unfortunately none of it looks good. Of course, I'm just gonna say always put God first, but just know that this is not the season for you to be, you know, trying to prove to anyone that, you know, your life is perfect, or it's not the season for you to be ashamed if you have to move back in with your parents. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because I was thinking about this young lady that I met when I was driving Uber, and she was about 33 years old, and she called an Uber. I was the one to pick her up, obviously. And when she got in the car, she started crying, and I was like, what's wrong? And she was like, I hate living with my parents. I had to move back in. I don't have a car. I have to find a job. Like, she was just crying and telling me all of these things, and I was like, well, just be grateful that you had somewhere to go. You know, I know that it's not easy. You've had your own independence. You don't like the living circumstances, but just use this to build, you know, use this to try to get to the next level, but don't be ashamed. And she was just saying like she wanted to date and she wanted to do the things, and I'm like, and you can still do that, but you know, maybe right now that shouldn't be your top priority. But if you want to date, it's ways around the situation or whatever. And then she was just, you know, she was just really, really sad. But it was like, dude, like, you are only 33 years old. It's people way older than you who go through the divorces, or they get sick, or things happen and they have to move back in with somebody. So I just think like social media has really messed people up. You know, it has a lot of people thinking that you have to have this $1 million lifestyle, and you don't. And then also, it was a guy, he is only 22 years old. And he was asking people, is it something wrong with him because he still lives at home with his mama? I'm like, sir, you only 22. Like, I didn't know that 22, listen, I didn't know that people 22 years old had their own place. I think, girl, I'm trying to think. Shit, I think I was still in college at 22. I'm pretty sure I was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was still 22. I don't know. I'll have to really sit and think long and hard, because that's been many, many moons ago. But just anyway, just stop, y'all. Just stop listening to people on social media. You know what I'm saying? There's so many, y'all, you thinking people live a lifestyle that they don't. One girl, she had millions and millions of subscribers, girl. She basically, you know, was showing that she lived in this big old fancy penthouse, just all of this stuff. Girl, some kind of way, somebody found out like that was all fake. It wasn't even her place. And it was just not even a real lifestyle. And she got exposed. She was an influencer that lived in China, and she was just pretending to have this lifestyle that didn't even exist. Guys, you gotta come up off the, you know, some of this stuff that's on social media. Like, I know for me, I'm not on Instagram. I don't know what's going on Instagram. I probably need to try to get back on Instagram just to, you know, continue to expound and build everything, you know, build my brand out. But guys, I hate it. I hate Instagram. You guys know that I used to be on TikTok a lot, but I've slowly moved away from that. But I'm just letting you guys know, like, to the younger subscribers out there, like, it's all an illusion. It's all an illusion, okay? So stop thinking that all of this stuff is real. A lot of this shit is smoke and mirrors. Focus on what's important. And if your mom and your dad, or if your parents or whomever is kind enough and gracious enough to open the door for you, if you have to go back home, take the opportunity, strategize, save your money, and then try to do it all over again. So yeah, but I just needed to come in and say that really quickly. All right, girls, let's get the show on the road. So, got my gloves. Girl, I wonder why they made this hair like so coarse. Like, I hate all of those little flyaways and stuff. I hope that goes away, or at least the dye gets it to kind of relax a little bit, you know? We're gonna try to make this as neat as possible. Ooh, okay. All right, so I let the dye sit for a while. And so now it's ready. I'm sure you guys know how to use box dye, but let's see. So we're gonna concentrate on these roots, girl. What I'm gonna do is just comb the dye through the hair as I go. Y'all, I hope it don't mess up the lace, but I've seen girls like dye their hair before and it didn't mess up the lace. But to be honest with you, Girl, this lace is rough. It's rough. Oh, that's all I'm gonna say. Okay. So let's comb this through. I don't want it to splatter or anything like that. So I'm trying to be just really, really careful with everything. Ooh, y'all, I hope this comes out good, because I'm not gonna lie, I really love, I like the quality of the hair itself. I just hate how they put those gray streaks in. Like, I've seen gray, you know, streaked wigs and stuff before, but not, I don't know. Like, they just threw this together, something, I don't know, girl. Lord, y'all, I'm praying. Oh my God, I'm praying that this does not mess up this lace. Okay, girl, let me try to focus on this real quick and I'll call y'all right back. I'm still hungry. Am I being greedy? I want something else. Y'all, I killed that plate, girl. Y'all, all of that food is gone. It was so good, but now I want me a buttery, cheesy, crispy, crunchy, yummy grilled cheese sandwich. Oh my goodness, but I don't feel like making it. But anyway, so y'all, let me make, oh, hold on. Let me close my shirt up. I'm sorry, guys. So y'all, I was watching, I had saved this clip and I completely forgot about it. And I saved it from TikTok, but it was this guy and he was talking about, like, he used to always reject affection.
So here's a regret that you probably don't hear a lot of people speak about, especially men. I regret how much I lied to myself as a younger man about my love for affection. Like, I love affection. I'm a really affectionate dude. However, when I was younger, I used to, like, my ego was more important than me actually getting the satisfaction of actually receiving the affection that was being offered to me. Because I thought, as a young man, it was that whole notion of, I can't be showing feelings like that to my lady. I can't be showing my feelings like that to the woman that I'm interested in, because people gonna think I'm soft. But I ended up with, like, me thinking that I was protecting my heart or saving myself from heartbreak. My heart ended up getting broken anyway. So you are gonna regret letting your ego run the show. Sometimes we just gotta let go and let love happen. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know, like, a person that you could be affectionate towards does not want to reciprocate that or receive that because they feel too vulnerable, or they feel like they're being, I guess what they say is a simp or whatever. I never knew. Now, I've known that when guys, there's some guys out here, like, they're not so quick to spend money or invest in you because they be like, I mean, I want to buy her something, but I don't want to feel like a simp. But I never knew that that actually goes into affection. But you know what? It makes sense, because if you think about it, there are so many people who did not grow up in an affectionate household. And also think about, like, when people have a hard time accepting compliments, you know what I'm saying? Like, you try to tell them that they're handsome or smart, and they reject that because they're not used to hearing that. They did not grow up in a household like that. And so it would make sense that someone would reject affection. But now, you know, like he said, he regrets that now. And it just makes me wonder, like, how long did it take him to get to the point of understanding that he actually does enjoy affection, and now he regrets pushing it away? Like, what happened? I just be wondering, like, what would the turn of events, you know, because it just seems like everything in your life, you know, you sit down and you reflect, and it's not until you really sit down and think about, like, why this happened or what got you into this place or whatever, you know, be it your fault or not, you know, you just wonder. And so I'm like, I wonder what happened. Like, did he go through a breakup or something like that or whatever? So yeah, it was just something that I found to be really, really interesting. You know, I know for me, when I am ready to date again, I do not want a guy that is not affectionate. I have been there, guys, and it is not fun. You know, it's just not, it's not fun. you know, dating someone like that or whatever. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I am affectionate once I'm comfortable with someone, but initially I am not, you know, and that's okay. It's just a boundary that I have. I don't want to start off something with, you know, someone feeling entitled to touch me or whatever. You know, it's a build up. You lead up to that. For me, it's not immediate, but I just, you know, I just wonder, like, I just always wonder what, you know, why some, not, well, I only date men, so that's the only thing I can speak of, but I just always wonder, like, why some guys are like that, you know, just don't want to have affection, or either they're not emotionally available. Oh my God, I could go on and on and on about the emotionally available guys. I can go on and on about that, and that is the absolute worst. So I've been there. Never again, because you know what I'm saying? Like I'm maybe I'm 2 times grown, so I can confidently say never again. I think, like, sometimes I know people be like, never say never, but I'm very, like I said, I can say never, because I think for me, because I spend so much time alone or whatever, I'm really good at pattern recognition. And so you get good at being like, okay, you know what, I've seen this before. I know the signs. I'm not going to deal with this. But yeah, girl, so no more emotionally unavailable men, no more men that are not affectionate. Absolutely no more stingy men. I done dated my fair share of stingy men too. Now I've dated some generous guys, but sometimes that comes with that generosity comes with other things, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, girl, but I don't want to ramble. In fact, guys, I need to get the vlog edited so you guys can see this first thing in the morning. So it's 7 o'clock right now, and it is Sunday, so you guys will be seeing this tomorrow, Monday. But anyway, y'all, I hope that you guys enjoyed this vlog. I'm gonna be honest, or whatever this is. Is this a vlog? I don't know if this is a vlog. I don't know what this is, but whatever it is, I hope you I hope you guys enjoyed it. And we'll be doing this again after I finish editing. I might pick the camera up again, but we'll see. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Telling me I need you in my life. Every time I try to go, something keeps pulling me back. Everything's gonna be alright.